welcome to my 5-minute tutorials. We're going to do a series of these videos just to look at some of the theoretical aspects of Taekwondo. So today we're just going to look at the terminology of explaining high, middle and low, high section, middle section, low section. We have to understand that those two types of terminology, one where we're describing us as a practitioner without an opponent, and one as a practitioner with an opponent. When we're talking about high section, we're looking at from the shoulder to the top of the head, and that can be anywhere on the head, and that's high section. When we're talking about middle section, we're talking about from the shoulders to the umbilicus line, and that is the middle section. When we're talking about low section, that's from the umbilicus, obviously down to the floor, and that all the way around, every part of the leg, is low section. When we're talking about us as a practitioner, doing our techniques, attacking, blocking, striking, thrusting, we're thinking about where do we have those attacking tools or the blocking tools. Now, without an opponent, we do not have a high section, we don't have a middle section, we don't have a low section. So we have to drop the terminology of section, drop that word of section, and we just refer to high, middle, and low. Now, of course, if we haven't got a section of the body, then we have to try and understand how high to do a high punch, for example, and how high to do a middle punch, and how low to do a low punch. So we have datum points on the body as the practitioner. So let's take a punch, for example. A punch, or a high punch, will be level with the eye. So when you finish the punch, the top of your fist will be in line with your eye level. When we're doing a middle punch, then the fist will be in line with the shoulders. And when we're doing a low punch, our fist will be in line with the umbilicus. So let's recap on that. If we do not have an opponent, for example, if we're practicing our fundamental movements up and down the dojo, we do not have an opponent. So there is no high section or middle section or low section to attack. So we have to have these datum points. So if your instructor said to you, step forward, walking stance, middle punch, you would know that a middle punch is level with the shoulder. If they were to say to you, step forwards and do a high punch, then you would know to step forward and punch level with your eyes. And likewise, if they said to you, step forward and do a low punch, then you would know to punch level with your umbilicus. Now, there are very few variations on that because of the particular techniques that we could cover that in another video. But let's just recap on that. If I had an opponent, then I have a section of the body that I can attack, that I can aim at. So if for instance, if I did one-step sparring and my instructor says, I want you to do a high section punch to the fulcrum, then I know I'm going to attack the fulcrum. Or my instructor says, I want you to do a middle section strike to the sternum. So then I would strike to their sternum, and that would have nothing to do with in relation to my body, because they could be taller or shorter. So in effect, I could be doing a middle punch to a high section, because my opponent could be shorter than me. And if their head or their fulcrum is level with my shoulder at the moment of impact, then I'm actually doing a middle punch, but high section. So do you see? The terminology has to be clear. If we do not have an opponent, we drop the section. If we have an opponent, then we can put the section in. So please, a tip for instructors. When teaching, don't say step forward, walking stance, middle section punch if you're leading a class for fundamental movements. Drop the section and just say walking stance, middle punch, low punch, high punch. That way, you are leading the class as General Che wished it to be led. Okay? So, hopefully you can join me on my next 5-minute tips, where we'll be looking at the cross-section of the body and where each technique should finish depending on what we're doing.